Story 1. The Persistent Knocker. It was a quiet evening in the apartment when a loud knock echoed through the door. The young child and their mother froze, unsure who could be visiting so late. Ignoring it at first seemed wise, but the knocking persisted relentlessly. Soon they heard footsteps circling to the back gate, heightening their fear. The intruder hopped the gate and approached the back door with determination. He began trying to smash the glass pane to gain entry. The mother, heart pounding, grabbed her handgun from its safe spot. She positioned herself carefully, ready for whatever came next. Opening the door just enough, she revealed the gun in her hand. The intruder's eyes widened in shock at the sight. He stumbled backward, abandoning his attempt immediately. The mother slammed the door shut, locking it tightly behind her. Police were called, but the man had already fled into the night. The next day, reports came in of a similar break-in nearby. He was arrested shortly after, charged with burglary. The family installed extra security, vowing never to ignore their instincts again. The ordeal left lasting paranoia, with every knock triggering memories. They moved soon after to a safer neighborhood. Nights became sleepless, haunted by what could have been. But they survived, stronger and more vigilant. Story 2. The Bluff That Saved the Day. The in-laws were relaxing at home when an unexpected visitor forced his way inside. Language barriers made communication difficult, adding to the confusion. The father-in-law sensed danger immediately. He decided to act boldly despite the risk. Shouting in clear English, he demanded his non-existent gun. The intruder paused, unsure of the threat's validity. Panic set in as the words hung in the air. The bluff worked perfectly in the tense moment. The young man turned and bolted out the door. No items were taken in the chaos. The family barricaded themselves until safety was assured. Relief washed over them as silence returned. Police investigated but found no leads on the intruder. The incident became a family legend of quick thinking. They laughed about it later, but the fear was real. Security measures were upgraded promptly. The experience taught them the power of deception in crisis. Nights felt safer with new locks installed. They shared the story to warn others. Survival came from wit, not weapons. Story 3. The Tackle of Terror. The homeowner, a former football player, heard suspicious noises downstairs. Built large and strong, he moved quietly to investigate. An intruder was rummaging through belongings. Adrenaline surged as confrontation loomed. He charged at the man with full force. The impact broke bones and sent them tumbling. The struggle was intense and brutal. It felt like a life-or-death battle in the dark. The intruder cried out in pain, unable to fight back. Police arrived to find him subdued on the floor. He was arrested and sentenced to 6 years. The homeowner's quick action prevented worse harm. Medical checks revealed minor injuries for the defender. The house was secured with alarms afterward. Family praised his bravery endlessly. But nightmares of the violence persisted. The event changed his view on home safety forever. He trained others in self-defense techniques. Peace returned slowly over time. Strength proved key in that fateful night. Story 4. The Biting Intruder. Teenagers gathered at a friend's house for a sleepover. Laughter filled the air until late night. One boy woke to a shadow in the room. The intruder thought everyone was asleep. Startled, the man lunged in panic. He bit the boy's arm deeply, drawing blood. Chaos erupted as screams filled the house. The intruder fled through an open window. Stitches were needed for the vicious wound. Police searched but never identified him. Motive remained a mystery to all. The group avoided sleepovers for months. Trauma lingered in the form of trust issues. They installed better locks and lights. Stories were shared to caution friends. The bite scar served as a constant reminder. Years later, the fear faded but never vanished. They grew more aware of surroundings. Bonds strengthened from the shared ordeal. Vigilance became their new normal. Story 5. The Morning Chase. It was a lazy morning when bangs echoed upstairs. The homeowner, still in bed, ignored it initially. Their elderly cat reacted unusually aggressively. Suspicion grew as footsteps approached. Two men appeared at the top of the stairs. A scream escaped, startling the intruders. The homeowner charged, tackling one outside. Both fled empty-handed despite the pursuit. Injuries like a fractured arm went unnoticed in adrenaline. Police documented the attempted burglary. Cameras were installed the very next day. The house felt violated long after. Recovery took time with physical therapy. Paranoia made nights restless and long. Friends offered support during healing. Security became a top priority. The cat's warning saved the day ultimately. They pampered it with extra treats. Life resumed with heightened caution. Bravery in crisis was celebrated quietly. Story 6. The TV Thieves. The aunt was in her backyard gardening peacefully. Unaware, two men entered her home silently. They lifted the TV from the living room. She walked in just in time. Screaming at the sight, she startled them badly. The TV dropped with a crash but survived. The men bolted out the front door. No pursuit was attempted in shock. Police arrived to take statements quickly. Nothing else was missing from the house. Neighbors reported similar suspicious activity. Locks were reinforced immediately. The incident shook her sense of security deeply. She avoided being alone for weeks. Family checked in more frequently. Vigilance replaced complacency forever. Years passed without repeat incidents. She shared the story as a warning. Home felt safe again eventually. But doors stayed locked always. Story 7. The Machete Nightmare. Staying with friends turned into horror one night. A knock revealed two men forcing entry. They attacked with a barbed machete viciously. Blood splattered as chaos unfolded. One victim was stabbed repeatedly in the chest. Paramedics arrived but couldn't save him. The group was separated by police. Cleanup of the scene was traumatic. Intruders were caught weeks later finally. Justice brought some closure to survivors. The coffee shop wait felt endless. Belongings were left behind in haste. Grief lingered for the lost friend deeply. Therapy helped process the violence. Bonds among survivors strengthened. Safety precautions became obsessive. The memory haunted dreams for years. They moved away from the area. Stories were told to honor the victim. Life continued with scars unseen. Story 8. The Midnight Shootout. A loud kick shattered the door at 2 a.m. The homeowner grabbed their gun instinctively. Announcing they were armed, a response came. A pistol chambered a round in reply. Shots fired twice, hitting the intruder fatally. Police confirmed his criminal history. He had been released from prison recently. The threat ended in that moment. Investigation cleared the homeowner of wrongdoing. No regrets were felt for self-defense. Community supported the decisive action. Security was bolstered extensively. Sleep evaded for months afterward. Therapy addressed the trauma slowly. Family grew closer through support. Vigilance defined their new life. The event reinforced the right to protect home. Stories spread as a cautionary tale. Peace returned with time's healing. But echoes of gunfire remained. Story 9. The Wrong House Raid. Four men knocked late at night. Unexpectedly, they burst in upon the door opening. A gun was held to a resident's neck. Demands for drugs echoed loudly. Realizing the house was wrong, confusion spread. No drugs were found despite searching. One apologized before they left. Nothing was stolen in the mix-up. Police were alerted but leads were scarce. The group relocated for safety soon. Paranoia made trust difficult afterward. Locks and alarms became essential. The terror of the gun lingered vividly. Therapy helped cope with anxiety. Friends shared similar close calls. Awareness saved them that night. Life normalized with heightened precautions. They warned others of such risks. Bonds strengthened from the ordeal. Survival was a lucky break. Story 10. The Window Creeper. Home alone at 3:30 a.m. after work. A fiddling noise came from the window. A man with a box cutter appeared. He tried removing the screen silently, kicking him hard through the opening. He fell unconscious from the blow. Police were called immediately. He fled before their arrival nearby. Zip ties and duct tape were found on him. Intent was clearly sinister and prepared. Arrest followed with charges pressed. Blame was placed on open windows. Trauma led to constant window checks. Security cameras were installed promptly. Family offered emotional support. Confidence grew from the kick. The experience empowered self-defense training. Stories were shared to educate women. Home felt secure again eventually. But nights brought cautious glances. Story 11. The Unlocked Door Deception. Living in a nice Memphis apartment as a technician. Arrived home and left the door unlocked habitually. Hung laundry in the closet unaware. Heard the front door open quietly. Assumed it was her husband returning early. Called out but got no response. Entered the living room to find a stranger. He stared silently, unnerving her deeply. He pocketed her phone, keys, and wallet methodically. She grabbed her computer and fled to the bathroom. Locked in the closet, she messaged for help. The intruder broke through the bathroom door. He mumbled while forcing the closet entry. Fear paralyzed her in the darkness. Her husband arrived and pinned him down. Police took him into custody finally. He had mental disabilities and wandered and lost. No charges were pressed ultimately. Moved to a safer Midwest town. Martial arts built her confidence anew. Story 12. The Empty Room Light. Walking the dog late at night routinely. Noticed a light on in an unused room. The door was open unusually. Investigated with growing dread inside. Found a man hiding behind the closet door. Grabbed a shotgun for protection quickly. Confronted him about his presence. He claimed to need copper for daughters. He fled through the garage into woods. No police call was made then. Warned him against returning ever. The threat of shooting loomed large. Paranoia set in for weeks afterward. Locks were checked obsessively nightly. Family discussed security upgrades. The dog's alert proved invaluable. The incident faded but lessons remained. Stories warned neighbors of strangers. Home safety became a priority. Trust in solitude was shattered. Story 13. The Vacation Violation. Returned from vacation to a door ajar. Movies and games worth thousands gone. Grandfather's watch and change stolen too. Electronics oddly left behind. Game found at a store with receipt. Police could do little effectively. Sold remaining valuables for safety. Moved away to escape memories. Privacy felt stripped in the aftermath. Paranoia dominated daily life. Girlfriend's place became a refuge. Recovery took time and distance. Sentimental losses hurt the deepest. Therapy addressed the emotional toll. New home brought fresh start. Vigilance replaced carelessness forever. The burglary changed habits permanently. Stories shared to caution travelers. Bonds with loved ones strengthened. Survival came from resilience. Story 14. The Placed Knives. Family vacation ended in horror discovery. House ransacked with items stolen. Knives from kitchen in bedrooms oddly. Thieves had watched their schedule closely. Police confirmed weapons for potential confrontation. Sense of being targeted terrified all. Heavy TV left due to weight. Office computers were primary targets. No arrests were made despite investigation. Moved to regain safety feeling. Paranoia lingered for years. Alarms installed in new home. The violation scarred the family deeply. Therapy helped process the fear. Neighbors were warned of patterns. Trust in home eroded completely. Life continued with heightened awareness. Stories became cautionary tales. Bonds grew from shared trauma. Security defined their future. Story 15. The Brownie Bandit. Family slept with doors unlocked trustingly. Intruder entered silently at night. Ignored wallets on the table oddly. Ate brownies from the stove instead. Father arrived home to spot him. Chased but prioritized family safety. No valuables taken beyond food. Alarm system added immediately. Police searched but found no leads. The bizarre choice puzzled everyone. Laughter mixed with fear later. Doors locked forever after. The intrusion shook their complacency. Therapy addressed sleep issues. Community shared similar odd tales. Vigilance became routine. The event turned into a family anecdote. But underlying terror remained. Home felt less invincible. Survival credited to luck. Story 16: The Dog's Defense. Multiple invasions plagued the home over time. First, a gun to the head robbery. Later, a window break-in attempt. Dog chased the knife-wielding attacker. Bite and pursuit sent him fleeing. Police not always effective in response. Dog became the true guardian. Losses mounted from thefts. Paranoia led to constant vigilance. Moved to safer areas eventually. Therapy for trauma was sought. Security dogs recommended to friends. The violence left lasting scars. Stories warned of urban dangers. Bonds with pet deepened immensely. Survival owed to canine loyalty. Life stabilized with precautions in place. Reflections on past close calls. Community support helped healing. Bravery defined the dog's role. Story 17: The Naked Sword Charge. A loud bang woke the homeowner at 2 a.m. Naked, they grabbed a sword nearby. Charged at the intruder boldly. The sight terrified him into flight. He fell while escaping clumsily. Police caught him at another house. Meth influence explained his recklessness. Trial led to conviction. Community praised the unconventional defense. Laughter eased the tension later. Security doors reinforced afterward. Sleep returned gradually. The absurdity masked real danger. Therapy processed the adrenaline crash. Family shared proud stories. Vigilance prevented repeats. The event became a legendary tale. But fear of night noises lingered. Home safety evolved significantly. Courage shown in vulnerability. Story 18: The Daytime Window Intruder. Mother alone when a man tried the bathroom window. It was 1 p.m. unexpectedly. He had burgled a neighbor earlier. Scream sent him running away. Police and neighbors responded quickly. DVDs and clothes stolen nearby. Screen was cut in attempt. Paranoia set in for years. No arrest despite descriptions given. Therapy for ongoing anxiety sought. Family checked in more often. Windows secured with bars. The boldness of daytime shocked her. Stories warned community members. Bonds grew from support received. Vigilance became habitual. Life normalized but caution remained. Reflections on quick reactions. Home felt less secure forever. Survival from a single scream. Story 19: The Syringe Threat. A knock came in morning Melbourne light. Woman claimed stomach pains needing toilet. Gut instinct warned against entry. But compassion allowed her inside. She rummaged and grabbed the wallet suddenly. A bloodied syringe appeared in struggle. Keys were taken in the chaos. Knife attempt was thwarted physically. Exchange of items de-escalated outside. Police called immediately after exit. Fingerprints dusted for evidence. Updates promised by authorities. Trauma led to security discussions with landlord. Mental health support accessed at work. Similar reports from area residents. Regret for ignoring instincts deep. The incident changed door policies forever. Stories shared to educate others. Confidence rebuilt slowly. Survival from calm handling. Story 20: The Lingering Shadow. Dog walked in dark backyard routinely. Lingering man spotted near complex. Claimed waiting but seemed suspicious. Hours passed without movement. Returned home to attempted door opening. Large build and dog confronted him. Teeth bared in aggressive display. Intruder fled into the night. Police not involved as he vanished. Dog's protection praised endlessly. Security patrols increased in area. Paranoia eased with time. The eerie waiting built tension slowly. Therapy for residual fear sought. Family bonds strengthened through talks. Vigilance defined evenings. The event faded into memory lanes. But lessons on strangers lingered. Home safety prioritized always. Survival credited to faithful companion.